check out the super cool fantasy map I'm working on. Hey, I'm Matt Gladman. I do pencil and ink drawings, from fantasy maps to character sketches to doodles. I'm gonna be releasing full videos every week, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it as I grow this channel. Right now, I'm just starting on a new fantasy map for my Elven realm of Arendor. This is for an upcoming D&D campaign I'm running. One of my favorite things about running a Dungeons & Dragons campaign is making a fantasy map. Let's go sketch. All right, I'm gonna be doing a bit of a speed run here, but I'm gonna pack in as many details as possible as I lay things out with pencil. This is gonna be a high elf city, set along the coastal mountains. We've got a winding path up to the city gate, ornate walls, and towering spires. This is actually the first piece I did for my map of Arendor, so I'm gonna be building out the landscape from here. Because Arenlon is an elven metropolis, the capital of Arendor, the architecture definitely resembles that. If this were a humble human village, an orc settlement, or a dwarven ruin, we'd want the architecture and design to represent that. And as you see, this is just sort of my process. I just lay it out in pencil, get it the way I like it. It doesn't matter if I make any mistakes, just erase it. But then I go in with my pen and I try to be as precise as possible. But hey, it's tiny stuff, so mistakes happen. After tracing an outline in a thicker pen, I switch over to the thinnest tip I have for the fine details. I've got big plans for this map in the realm of Arendor. After cleaning it up with an eraser, it turned out pretty epic. Okay, I'm starting things off working on the layout of this rural village in pencil. Because Arendor is the home continent of elves in my D&D campaign, I'm trying to give this farming village a rustic elven design, whatever that looks like. I've got this windmill with leaf-inspired blades and the peak thatch rooftops on the buildings. This village is nestled in a warm little valley, so it's going to be surrounded by mountains. Even though we've got some barn structures, it's definitely the rustic fence and the field of crops that are selling the farm village look. And let me tell you, drawing in that crop field and the trees was tedious work, but super satisfying once it's finished. I feel like villages like this are super important. It's so fun when the players come across these villages and just get caught up with the NPCs and side quests. welcome to Lannercost, a quaint little village to the southeast of the capital of Arenlon. Okay, I'm starting with shaping a coastline in pencil. This is a stormy cove on the western edge of Erendur, so I want the details to reflect that. I know I want cliffs along the coast and some interesting rock formations, and let's not forget some shipwrecks to entice the players. I'm also finishing off the edge of the farmland which borders this zone, so I'm transitioning that with some trees and completing the winding mountain pass from Arenlon. Now for the fun part, tracing along in pen, getting the coastline right, and all the small details. We've got crashing waves misting the sea stacks, some wind-swept trees with a bit of a lean, and this grassland that flows from the farming plains to the coastal cliffs. I'm always thinking about the lore and the geography of the continent when I'm map making. Because it's a fantasy map, I don't think it needs to be realistic, but it still needs to follow a structure that makes sense. So just make it make sense. But I think it's okay to be weird. I do try to be very thoughtful in how I lay things out to really create a world of interest for the players. Spoiler alert, this is where my campaign will start off as the players find themselves washed up along Lindelrath Cove. Okay, I'll be continuing work on this map of Erendur next week, so don't forget to subscribe and keep questing.